Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Dammie. If you're seeing my face for the very first time, in today's video I'm going to be telling you a few things, our experience, how we migrated to Australia, having kids, how we settled in, how we got them into school, and I have my very first child, my son, here today. He's going to be saying a few things about his experience when he initially got here, how we also settled into school, made friends and things like that. I've had a few questions come through where people are asking me, were your kids bullied? Well, did they experience racism? And all of those good stuff. Before we get into it, if this is something that interests you, please make sure you sit down, relax, and keep watching. Topic. I will start with settling into school. So when we came into Australia, I had two kids. I still have two kids, and they were both at the age of 5 and 3 at the time when we came in. So my son was 5 and my daughter was 3. When we came in at that point in time, it was of school age. Forget the Nigerian school system because both of them were already in school back in Nigeria, right? But when they came in, she, who was 3, who was already going to school in Nigeria, could not go to school. So she had to either go to family daycare, childcare, or something of sort. That's what was available for her. But here we had to register him in school, and registering kids in school here is quite simple. Once you get your accommodation, look for public schools in your catchment area, or private schools. They don't use catchment area, depending, like they don't care where you live if it's private school, because you're paying. But the way public school works is you have to live within the axis of the school, right? So that was what happened. We looked for the closest school to us, and they asked us to bring our contracts, that's the lease contract of our property, any utility bill. They just ask for a few documents, like your visa, of course, because depending on the visa category you also come in. It also says if school would be free, if you're going to be paying and everything. So that's even another topic on it. So, but getting into school is quite easy and straightforward. I know that some schools are very competitive, where you have a waiting list and all of those drama. We didn't experience that. We just looked for the closest school that was a walking distance to the house, and we got him into school, and he started with them. And that was even, he started as prep. Did you start prep at CCC?
Yes.
Yeah, so he started at prep, and there was no drama. He went for interview. Interview was very simple because obviously this is someone who was already in school in Nigeria. He could read. His teacher in prep would say, "Oh my gosh, this boy can read at his age." He was already reading. He was in primary 1 or so in Nigeria. So that was how he got into school. And my daughter, who was 3, she had to go to family daycare till she was 5 and could get into school. But so yeah, let's get to the main interesting questions where I brought him. I wanted you guys to hear from him. At least he's 8 now, so I feel like he should be able to express himself and what his experience was like when he moved here. So what was your experience, Tofumi? So his name is Jesus Tofumi. What was the experience like when you moved when we came back from Nigeria and got here? When you went to school, what was it like for you?
Some people asked me what my name a lot of times.
And
people said sometimes very wrong things for my name.
Oh yeah, they pronounce your name wrongly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. So on that note, let me just say here. So initially we're using Jesus Tofumi. We're of the opinion like, oh yeah, we'll just keep our native name. That's the right thing to do. But we came to a point where we actually changed it to Nicholas and Natalia, which is their English Christian name, if you want to call it. So, okay, people said your name wrongly. What else?
It was very easy to make friends.
It was easy to make friends?
Very easy.
Oh really? How did you make friends?
One time there was a boy named Carlos.
Yeah?
One time I was sitting down when I was by myself, and then he came to me and said, "Do you want to play with me?"
Aww.
And then I said yes. And then we became friends.
You became friends?
Yes.
Oh wow. Interesting. So yeah, you guys heard from him. It was easy to make friends. I know my daughter will not have the same opinion about that. Mama, yeah, come. She's behind the camera and she's like, "I'm showing this video by fire by force." But on this friend note, let's ask her. Mama, come. So this is my daughter. You must have seen her face a couple of times. So how was it when you went into school?
It was good, but it's not very good when you just starting school, but like when you get older and get into different classes, you can make new friends and people will become your friends. Like each time you get in a new grade, you will make a new friend because people who were your friends last year could be in a different class.
Oh wow, okay, that's been your experience. But initially when you got into prep, was it easy to make friends?
No, but when I found this girl on the first day, we had a complaint, and then on the second day, we wasn't still friends, but on the third day, we made up BSFs because we just, I liked her and I said, do you want to be my friend? And
Oh, you're the one that said, do you want to be my friend?
uh,
Yeah, oh wow, that's nice. So now is she still your BFF?
yes.
Oh wow, that's good. Okay, thank you, Mama. Okay, so with friendship, like I've said in a couple of my other videos, it is very easy for kids to make friends. Like, don't ever get concerned or worried that will your kids make friends, how will they settle in? They will make lots of friends, and my two kids are different. Tofomi from Nigeria used to get the most social, the most friendly student award right from kindergarten in Nigeria. So it was easy for him settling in and making friends, to be honest. Whereas my daughter struggled initially, she didn't have friends. Even now, when she went to prep, she actually took a while, settled in, made a friend. But in their school, in the years, when they got into year one now, they mixed them. So her BFF before her prep is no more in her class. So she's still struggling now. It's one term, like this is the end of a term, right? She's still struggling to make new friends in her new class. So you can't compare, like kids have their own persona as well. So their personality would also vary and differ from one child's experience to the next. So, but making friends, trust me, Australia is filled with lots of people from different countries. So most likely you even find Nigerian, depending on the school, people from different countries. So there's almost no set of people just secluded and saying this is who we are. Like they both have BFFs that have met, that we've had play dates together. They're from different places. So yeah, we have Oliver, we have
From India.
Emma's also from India.
Oh yeah, Emma is also from India, but like different people from different places, to be honest. So, but Carlos is not. Where's Carlos from?
He's from here.
He's Aussie, and like you guys got along. Imagine like Carlos is Aussie, and if they met on the first day and they just clicked, and it was good. So remove that mindset. How would they settle in? Kids will be fine. I feel like you should worry more about yourself. Adult friendship is very hard to build from the scratch and maintain. So, mommy, daddy, worry about yourself. The kids would be fine. Did people bully you? Did you experience bullying when you came in?
Sometimes because some older grades sometimes had to come to our class, and then one kid started bullying me.
That's from the older grade.
Yeah.
Similar to what you have back home as well, like is what you call all this seniority. I went to a boarding school, and I'm sure that my children will not see quarter of what I saw. I went to a command secondary school, but my children will not experience quarter of what I experienced in secondary school. So it's just normal. The bullying is always senior, but here things like that are not taken lightly. If you report them, they will definitely be punished. I remember, Tofu may not remember, there was a time that somebody pushed you or did something to you. You know this boy that was always going on suspension in your class when you were at Kalangu Community. There was one boy that he was pretty naughty, and there was a time they wrote to me from their school and said, oh, these students pushed your son, we have dealt with him, and like for all you care, the next few weeks he was not in school, he was on suspension. So they don't take things like that lightly. If anybody is caught in the action, it will be dealt with. And also as parents, you need to build rapport with your kids. Make them like have open conversations where they can tell you things that are happening in school. And once your kids, if you know them very well, start reporting a particular student, a particular teacher, please take it up. Set up a meeting with their teachers or principal, whoever in the school, and address things as they happen. Don't pile it up and leave it unattended to, else the day you bust out, like everyone will be looking at you like, where is this from? But by the time you report and take things off, trust me, they won't take it lightly. They will address it and ensure such incidents does not repeat itself. Okay, now let's get to the interesting and maybe hard questions. So for me, in your school, when you first went to your former school, which is Columbia College, right? Did you feel some type of way because of your skin color?
No.
No? Why? Why so?
I knew that some other people were gonna look like my skin color too.
But you didn't have when you were in prep, there was no, you were the only black person in your class. Did you feel some type of way? Did you feel you were different from every other person?
Sometimes when I sit next to people and then people start talking about different countries.
Okay, you sit with people and then they start talking about different countries.
Yeah. Like someone named Ryden, he likes lots of geography, and then he started talking to Carlos about countries. And then when he tapped me on the shoulder, I felt like he was going to say something about me.
Oh, really? But Ryden was your friend. I remember it was at your birthday party, right?
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
He was my friend, but I felt that time he wasn't actually my friend.
Oh, this was before he became your friend. This conversation happened. Okay. Did anybody ever look at you in school or anywhere you went to and say, "Oh, see this black child, see this black kid"? Have anybody ever done that to you?
In this school,
in your current school?
Yes.
Oh, really? What did the person say?
You're black.
You're black. Oh, yeah, you told me about that one.
Yeah.
And what did you do? What did you respond with?
Stop it.
Stop it. But did you feel bad?
Yes.
You
felt sad.
You felt sad. Where's the person? The person who said, you don't need to mention names. The person who said, "Oh, you're black,"
Australia.
Is Australia. So yeah, like some of those things you can. Mama, have anybody ever said you're black to you before?
Yeah, like a couple people, like even my best BFF Emma said I'm black, and when I was in kindy, they were saying, "Oh, you're black. You cannot be my friend like that."
Somebody said that to you?
Yeah, and
Oh,
they
really?
said you cannot be my friend, so that's why I don't like. It's a bit hard for me now to make friends.
Wow, that's a shame. You're black and you're beautiful, okay? You're black, it doesn't crack, and you're beautiful. Don't let anybody say that to you to make you feel bad, okay? Okay? Is that clear? So, okay, apparently things are happening. I've heard a few of hers before, to be honest. Like, she says it and then that's why she keeps to herself. But best believe, human beings are human beings. Wherever they find themselves, they will experience some of these things, but it is harder here because obviously there are not a lot of black people in Australia compared to maybe the UK, the US, where you have like black Americans and things like that. In Australia, a lot of Africans are not here. So it's a bit hard, but they will survive. Like, they will survive. Mama now, our parents are, what she remembers of this "you are black" is in kindy, and this was 2 years ago. So now she's past that stage, she has moved on, she has made her own friends, and that's how it goes from there. And Tofumi, for instance, we had the same experience. This was when we came in newly. They've passed that stage, they are in a better place, a better position. Like, and now if someone says that to you or your child, make sure you take it up, report to the teacher, and this would be addressed. That's just what I would say. Like, it would be addressed. But also, as parents, we have the work to do. The onus is on us for us to build our kids, build their confidence, let them know black is beautiful. Some of these white people would do anything to even have our skin. People can literally turn their white skin into their black skin to white. But there's no medicine, no science yet that can make a white person be black. My black does not crack. Like, you build all this confidence in your children so much that they have confidence in themselves and no one can tell them off. So I think that's it. Well, since they said that to you now, like after several years living in Australia, how do you feel? Do you still feel like, "Oh, I'm black, I'm different"? Or how do you feel?
I feel fine now.
You feel okay? Are you well settled in?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you ever scared to go to school?
No.
No, never. Are you always happy to go to school? Mama, have you settled in well? 3 years after, do you feel good?
I'm not really settled because I don't have so much fun, but I'm almost there. Like, I just need to do one more thing, sit with people and get along with talking to them.
Yeah, okay. Mama says she's not yet settled, but she's almost there, which is probably fine. She's just 6 and she's very quiet. Like, she keeps to herself and takes time to be close to people regardless of who you are. So I can understand, but trust me, she's going to be fine as well as time goes on. If they didn't change our class, like the way it works here is once you move from each class in their current school, they mix the students from different ABC. If they were going like, if they were going like, if you're in A, you move to A in year 1, year 2, year 3, she will keep us at the same circle. Because I made friends with a lot of the parents in that prep. We used to go for a lot of birthday parties. We used to hang out. We already made our own circle. All of a sudden, we are in year 1 and they mixed all of these kids. Like most of the people she was in class with before, they are no longer in her class. So it's like she's having to start again. But I know she would eventually get there and be in a good place. So what were you going to say?
In Calumville Community College.
Yeah. This was their very first
For a reason, our class was the only class that got to stay with the same students.
Yeah. No, because you were doing this what's that thing called? In
Chinese.
Yeah, we're doing Chinese. So you were in a special class that they have to, what did they call you people? So Tofumi in his former school was learning Chinese. So it was in the same class year on year because they had to still be together to continue learning Chinese. So that's what happened. Yeah. Because we're in that class.
In this school, like when we learn Spanish, we don't get group class because we have different lessons.
And now they're in private school, which is a smaller school, and like there's no facility for you to do all of those things. So that's why. When public school has more facilities in some, like in this regard. So anyway, that's that. We've talked about racism, talked about school registration, talked about settling in, friends. So with friends as well, people ask neighborhood friends. In Nigeria, I didn't have neighborhood friends. My kids did not have neighborhood friends, so it will even be harder here. We've recently moved here, right? It's less than a year. We say hello to our neighbor, like our next door neighbor, and that's it. I know they have kids. The person in front of us, I know they have kids.
We play with them. Yeah. The kids next to our house.
Where?
In Nigeria.
No, I'm saying in Australia.
Oh.
I'm saying here in Australia. Back in Nigeria, the first house we lived, they didn't have friends. They were still very small then. But when we moved to Bagada, you had friends, and like we're almost living inside each other. So there was no way we could avoid like kids. They would play with each other. So they had friends back home, neighborhood friends when we were in Nigeria.
One time they invited us to have pizza.
In their house.
Yes.
Yeah, that's back in Nigeria. But here, there's nothing like that. So if you want your kids to really make friends, you can take them to like church. So my kids here, they've made more friends in church. Like most of their friends have come from church and then school. So those are the 2 places kids can really make friends, mix up. Also register them for extracurricular activities as you have the resources as well. So that is another place they can make friends. So for Tofumi, for instance, is learning the guitar. Is in school, but go forward now. We're planning for them to start learning piano on the weekends, both of them. So if they start going there, they will meet people. Fure before now used to learn ballet. She used to go for ballet classes every Saturday. Like I said, she's a very antisocial human being, so she didn't make so much friends there, but that's another place your kids can make friends. Oh yeah, and then they used to go for swimming lessons. They made a few friends there in swimming, and like that's just how it works. Like, but neighborhood friends, I don't know much about that. So take them for extracurricular activities, take them to church, and then your national, like your country, if you're an immigrant, your country would have different social gatherings. Try as much as possible to participate, to join, and then you meet people that way. So those are the few ways I feel like you can manage your settling into Australia as a new immigrant. You wanted to say something?
remember when we went to a vacation?
Yeah.
Well, and it was at Oxford. I made a lot of friends there too.
Oh yeah, Tofomi is very social. Like even yesterday, you guys went to the park, right? You went to the park there, and mommy came back and told me you were playing ball with some people. So Tofomi is very social. That cannot be Fire. Fire came back with my mom and said she was tired of staying in the park and came back home. Whereas Tofomi was at the park and then he was playing ball with different people. Tofomi is very social. So depending on your child's personality, trust me, they will be fine. But Tofomi, do you love it here or do you prefer to go back to Nigeria?
Both.
Huh?
I'll stay here.
You'll stay here. So Tofomi loves it here. Mama, will you prefer to stay here or Nigeria?
I would prefer to stay here.
Yeah, it's just like that's just how it works. But she was way younger when we came here, so she cannot tell the difference. But I know Tofomi was like of age, he can remember everything that happened when we moved here, and those fun. If you were to give advice to anybody coming to Australia, so what would be your advice to someone someone that is your age and starting prep newly in Australia?
I would just say to them, you should make
Look at the camera.
lots of new friends. They should make lots of new friends.
Make lots of new friends. And don't be scared when...
And don't be scared when somebody's talking to you. Just stand up for yourself.
Good. That's very good. Yeah. Teach your kids to always stand up for themselves. So don't be timid. Your color does not make you less of a human. You deserve to be loved. You deserve respect. And yeah, I think that's about it. But parents, I feel like the bulk of the work lies in our hands. We need to build our kids' confidence. I used to tell Tofomi, if somebody face you in school and say something to you, stand up and say what you need to say back to the person. And if it's getting too oil or something like too hot, you can take it, then take it to the teacher. But somebody cannot just say something to you and then you're looking like a dummy and reporting to the teacher. Stand up for yourself, say it back to them, give it to them hot, and then let's go to the teacher and then we're gonna explain what has happened. You know what I mean? But always, I tell him, use your words. I tell the sister as well, use your words. Like most times these people will hurl things at you. Use your words back, don't eat them. It's when you start eating them that it becomes an issue. But if they say something to you, immediately stand up for yourself and say what you need to say back to them. And then if you need to report, go and report to the teacher. But never eat anybody. Never. Don't do it so you don't get into trouble. I hope that answers your questions and ease your concerns. Trust me, the kids will be fine. Like I always say, I don't even have friends. Do I have friends in Australia? I don't know. I don't have so much friends. Do I have friends? Who are my friends? Neha.
Okay, I don't know anybody else.
You have Neha, Kate.
Kate is my boss. Kate is my boss. Who else is my friend?
Okay, I can only
Kate is my director.
Also your mommy and
My
also
mommy.
your daddy.
My daddy.
Also, your kids.
Yeah, my kids are my best friends because I'm always with them. Do I have a choice?
What about your brother?
And
My brother is
also the pastor's wife and also
The pastor's wife. Is the pastor's wife my friend?
Yes.
Maybe. I don't know that one.
She gives you plantain chips.
She gives me plantain.
You have 6 friends.
Oh my god, these kids are very funny. They say the pastor's wife is my friend because she gives me plantain chips. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe.
I say it.
Okay, Mama, I say maybe say it loud, okay?
Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell. Bye.
Bye.